And last but not least, we've got an interesting take on the busking model, which has been around for I think well over a century at this point, probably. But spare change.
Thank you very much. I know the people in this room are no strangers to the word awesome, but something happened to us the other night that we thought really exemplified the word. So we were performing at a bar on Carson Street, the three of us, my friends Pete, Jared, and myself, Josh Corcoran, and we decided to take off into the night. And we set up shop in a street corner, opened up our guitar case, and it wasn't long before we had a case full of money. And what happened next, we think, is truly awesome. Because a gentleman was coming down the street, a homeless man, and he said, "Do you have any spare change?" And very instinctively, we took all the money in our case and gave it to him. And that set in motion what we call the spare change movement. And there we met a young girl named Kaylee who was playing guitar to raise money in between jobs, and we joined her to help her raise even more money. And it turns out it was the first time she ever played music with someone. And on another night, we met a gentleman named Ray Kelly who joined us in singing "Stand By Me." And Ray was a minister, so we gave all the money that night to his church. And another time, we took the money and we gave it back to three girls we met from the University of Pittsburgh who were raising money for the educational partnership because they were going to be teachers someday and wanted to help them get school supplies. Every time we go out on the street, we document our journey in a web series we call Spare Change. And it's grown very quickly. Our last episode had over 17,000 views in 1 week. We're showcasing the best parts of Pittsburgh, the community, the people, the camaraderie, and people from the outside are starting to take notice. Last week we had an offer to travel to Nevada to film an episode of Spare Change in Las Vegas. And we see that being a pathway for this in the future, is growing this out and showcasing the best parts of Pittsburgh to other communities. But for now, what we want to do is take the funding from today and use it to build a home for Spare Change on the web. So here's an idea. Right now we're currently shooting episodes. If you see Pete and Jared with phones, that's what's going on. We're probably going to get around 20,000 to 30,000 views for this next episode, and it's going to heavily feature the nonprofits here today and Awesome Pittsburgh. But we have no way of directing those people to Awesome Pittsburgh to learn more. So that's what the money today is going to fund, is our ability to partner with new groups, direct them to those locations so people can learn about the people, the businesses, the nonprofits and charities that we are supporting in each episode, and really bring more eyes into the Pittsburgh community. And we think that's something that's truly awesome. Thanks very much.
Yeah. So how about questions for Josh? You want to start with our guest judges and trustees? Anybody? There's a guy in the back who's got a question, so
Okay.
come on up.
My man.
Just project your voice if you don't
All
mind.
right. Want to take this?
I'm
Pass it
all
back?
right.
Okay, cool.
So you mentioned that you take change from your show, your live sort of street show, right?
Yeah.
You said you have 17,000 views on your last video. Have you thought of monetizing the views on your videos that go into those people that you're trying to help, as opposed to just out on the street?
Yeah, that's a great question. We think that could be a pathway in the future. We're sort of wanting to build it up larger before we sort of explore that option. But the idea really would be this, is that we would partner with let's say a nonprofit for an episode. And we can show them through, let's say, Facebook advertising, how they can use that video to put a donate now button to their cause. So rather than really us benefit from just having a sponsorship, we're looking to try to secure sort of a pathway to the other great things that are going on in the community and use it for that first and foremost. But maybe one day down the road we could look at that option. Great question, though.
Great question, Brian.
How do you select who you partner with?
Right now, it's completely organic. So that's part of the adventure of every episode. We take off into the street and we don't know what we're going to find. So we've been lucky so far to meet a minister just walking by, or those girls who are working for the educational partnership, but we're looking to eventually grow it. So when I said before about Las Vegas, we're reaching out to some nonprofits out there that support the homeless community to see if we can kind of build it around them. So right now it's wide open. That's probably the best part about this, is that we're not dedicated to one cause. We can sort of expand our awareness to every cause that we find in people that we want to support.
One more question, Kenny.
So I grew up in Las Vegas, and
Oh,
this
okay,
is
great.
an entirely appropriate kind of an endeavor for that space. And I want to see this sustain itself. So considering how you're giving away all of your proceeds, how do you, or say other people that take on this mantle, sustain their work?
It's a great question. So right now we're looking to sort of expand the movement and build a coalition of musicians. By going out, let's say Las Vegas, for example, we're going to try to find musicians in that area to show them what we're doing. It's completely replicable, and really the best part about it is right now we're trying to partner with student videographers to show them how we're getting so many views of these episodes and build their portfolio. So every time we branch out and show another part of the world, the Pittsburgh community, we're trying to also kind of plant a seed there so they can keep that movement going for their community. Great question.
All right, Josh, thanks very much.
Give it up for Josh. Good job, Josh. Spare change.
Fair change.
Okay, so this is the part of the night where we shift gears a little bit. There's going to be some